Alright, boys, it's time for some more takes. That's all I'm gonna say. It's time. Is that time? It's really late. I'm really tired, but hey, this is the perfect time to talk about these subjects. Just sensational. This also has dev replies, and quite a few of them as well, so pretty good to see. We'll see what the dev has to say about this subject. But the title is Development Now Feels Slower Than Ever. ... Do I detect another code refactor? Okay. So without further ado, let's see what everyone has to say. Alright, so the first person who's posting, he states, it really feels like the game is progressing at a snail's pace at the moment. Sorry, that's not fair on snails. Steam database completely silent for 8 days straight now. I'm guessing that must be either refactoring code or reworking something fundamental, although it can't be the terrain battle system. We know that isn't going to be with us anytime soon. I can't believe it feels like development is actually slowing down so much. Remember the first code refactor when we were all saying, oh great, now that that's done, things should progress much faster now? Lol. Isn't this the same guy who wanted to do like he made like this concept thread about like wanting to do what do you call it? Like a well worded, what's it called? Respectful, just kind of like, you know, with points, bullet points and all that. Like that type of letter to Tail Worlds. Isn't this the guy? A comprehensive, polite, and well-reasoned letter of dissatisfaction. So that's what he wanted to do, right? This was May 23rd. This is May 28th. This is 5 days later. I really hope this isn't the letter, my guy. I really hope that you didn't write this whole thing that I agreed upon that, hey, I think this is a good idea, and this is what we came up with. Still the same old, just like, you know, saying, like, again, I guess this is kind of proving your point, but not really. It's like, well, okay, it's 8 days. You know, they could be working on something that takes longer than 8 days. But this whole like, you know, kind of small little jabs of like, oh, sorry, it's not fair on snails. We know this isn't going to be with us anytime soon. These little jabs, it's not a comprehensive, polite, and well-reasoned letter. I really hope this wasn't what you're talking about. But, yeah, I don't know. Look, listen, as a person who doesn't know exactly what's going on there, and also this person doesn't know exactly what's going on there, I'm going to make an educated guess. Stuff has slowed down. They're working on stuff. They don't need to really put out any quick hot fixes for the time being. Yes, there's always going to be problems. Yes, there's always going to be people who have certain problems with the game. But for the time being, they probably stepped back, said we got some bigger system to work on, like the terrain system, like the keep battle system, and other stuff like that, and said, hey, we're going to work on that. Maybe they took a little bit of breaks in between. So what? Listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. If they took a couple breaks within, look, even if, look, I'm going to say something crazy that people might go crazy over, but look, I'm going to just say it. Even if they went on, what's it called, on the forums, and it was like, hey, the whole team is taking a 2-week break just to chill. I already know everyone in the forums would explode, but I think it's fine. Even if they weren't working for these 8 days, as he states, that's fine. What's the big deal? Well, people can't take breaks. You don't ever take breaks. You know what I'm trying to say? But regardless of the fact, because I don't know what happened. I'm not stating that they're taking a break. I'm not saying that they're not taking a break. I don't know. All I'm saying is it's not that big of a deal. And it all comes down to this patience thing. It's really not that big of a deal, as people make it out to be. Like these threads right here, I'm going to keep it real with you. They're kind of pointless. It's like you're just pointing out, oh man, we haven't had an update in this and this. And then, look, I'm pretty sure, look, there's literally a person, look. And then you just have random people just making these pointless threads. Like this person right here. The patches are coming out too fast. Heroes, please start on your patches. I find it difficult to keep up with the recent patches that have been coming out. Slow it down, please. It's like, dog, what? What is going on? Okay. Let's continue. Maybe sieges will be fixed next update. True. Yeah, good one. But there you go. And then we have a developer response saying, refactors happen all the time and are a continuous part of most projects. There you go. You got an answer from the developers on why it might be taking too long. And then he responds saying, we know this obviously. That's cap, dog. Listen. I am willing to bet some money, and I do not gamble, that he did not know this obviously. I'm gonna just say it. Listen, I might be shooting in the dark here, but my eyes are wide open. I can see through it. And then he states, just trying to understand or explain the latest period of relative silence and waiting, though another code refactor might perhaps explain it. Here's what look. I'm gonna say it like this. If I was in the devs position, because look, I worked in service for a very long time. I still dibble and dabble. You know what I mean? Part time there, part time there. I enjoy it. I enjoy either being a server, being a waiter, or anything in between. I like it. But there are times where I wish people would, grow up a little bit, chill out a little bit, and where I don't want to deal with people. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. If the devs came out straight out and said, which I know they're not going to because obviously you have to act professional. They have a job, unlike the people on the forums. They have a job, so they can't talk as reckless as people on the forums. Same thing as if you were a waiter. There's plenty of times I want to talk reckless to people because they talk reckless to me. Over nothing. Over literally nothing. Oh my god, my food got here 10 minutes later, even though I explained to them that, listen, we're backed up in the kitchen. Sometimes stuff takes time. And then people want to, scream at me, call me names, call me this, and I have to sit there and be like, oh, okay. Listen, I'm going to keep it real with you. If they actually took a break, which I don't think they have, maybe they slowed down a little bit, so what? But if they did take a break, I would understand. This forum community is toxic. It is super toxic. Whichever way you put it. I don't care if you try to say, oh, it's because we're concerned with the game, we're trying to change, we're trying to make change. You're doing a bad job at it. I'm going to keep it real. You're doing a bad job at it. You're acting very immature. You got a lot of you guys, I'm not saying everybody, because there's some good people on the forums that really do help other developers and are consistent with it. But for a majority, you guys are annoying. You guys make these constant pointless threads where you guys complain. And it's just, dog, sometimes people just have enough, Like, it just is what it is. But again, I'm not saying that they're taking a break. I'm just saying that if they did take a break, I understand why. Because sometimes dealing with people is very, very tiresome. That just is what it is. And being professional when people aren't being professional on the other side of the conversation is very annoying. If you're in any customer service job in your life, you will understand that it is very annoying to do your job when the person on the other side of either the phone call, other side of whatever, just if you're talking face to face, when that person is being very, very rude to you and you're trying to, still be polite. That just is what it is, Alrighty. He says, plus I was just laughing at just how very naive and positive we were back then, thinking one major refactor might actually speed up things up significantly for the rest of the game's development, as it was sold to us by Tailworlds at the time. Yeah, they did state stuff was going to go easier now. That is what they stated. But also, as time went on, they've also stated that we are going to slow down a little bit. But I'm pretty sure that was missed. Because when stuff is obvious, it's missed. When, stuff can be stretched out, when the truth can be stretched out, it is stretched out. And, again, I really hope this isn't the letter you were talking about. Because all these little mini shots is just, dog. Well, we all know how things really work now, especially with Tailworlds ... Dog, stop being a drunk. Listen, guys. I hope I'm gonna keep it real with you. I'm gonna keep it real with you. This has to do with your real world, whether it comes to texting, let's say a significant other or a friend or a family member, or just doing this online. I promise you, those dots, they're not as like powerful as you think. This isn't giving you like this whole like dun dun dun, thing that you think that's playing around in your head. Bro, it looks silly. It looks very silly. I'm sorry, it does, and I've done it before. And now that when I see people try to text me with like this dot, dog, I'm laughing. I am literally laughing. Like listen. It's very theatrical, if that's the right word for it. It's like being very dramatic. You know what I mean? It's like, look, you got some of the stuff bolded out here. You got the dots. Ay. Yeah, refactoring the communication strategy seems like a good refactor to factor in. Listen, dog, I'm going to keep another thing real. Listen, I know a lot of people really hate when I give these reality checks to people, but I'm going to keep giving them to them. They don't have to tell you everything. If they want to take a break and they don't want to tell you, guess what? They don't have to tell you. You didn't sign a contract when you bought that game where they were going to tell you every single thing. You know what I mean? No, you are not part of the team. You're not. If they want to go silent, if they want to just work in peace without all of this nonsense, guess what? They can. It is their right and they can do it. Sorry if that offends people. Oh, here we go, baby. Y'all ready? So you know when he said we know this, obviously, he said that. Dev says, you asked me and I remember a number of users and topics that didn't really understand what refactors are. Ooh-wee. Would you look at that? Ooh-wee. And then he states the next patch is in its testing phase at the moment. Once it passes that and once we can push the current beta live, it will be released. Regular patches in particular include a range of changes, so it is rare for the bulk of their duration to be dependent on a single issue. There is no smoking gun to point you to. We are fixing the issues discovered and testing while we are concurrently looking into the performance issues that players have reported. Okay. Yeah. They're working. They have said they have not taken a break. They're working. There you go. Could you somehow refactor... He states, you are welcome to ask me anything ideally about the campaign, and I will answer what I can. Listen, I'm all for it, bro. Listen, the devs, look at me. Even though you can't see me. Just pretend you're looking at me. Keep that pressure up, man. Let these entitled people know, bro. Keep that pressure up. Hey. I like it. You know what I mean? Still staying professional, but at the same time, I can feel it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, you're not standing for it. Alright, what else do we got? I don't care about reading any of those guys. I'm curious this is a player asking, I'm curious what is your role in the team and what are you personally working on in the last few weeks? An average forum user only has a glimpse of what's going on there from Mexico. Well, again, in a way, but Mexico isn't even the most active developer on the forums. That's also a thing people don't understand. They see it a lot of my videos and stuff like that, but he's not the most active. There are more active developers on here. Alrighty, so he states, I work in the production role for the campaign side of the game. This concerns the usual keeping track of decisions and tasks, but also extends to design, discussions, and documentation. A lot of time goes towards organizing and attending meetings, taking notes, creating documents and issues, following up with people, and removing blockers. Beyond that, the last couple of weeks I have dedicated some time to double-check a range of localization-related issues and gave the German translation a spin, looked into modern-related work with Dijon, worked on extending a number of mechanical overviews with a few of our designers to better inform design decisions, as well and started preparing a bit of data collection that I hope we can do soon. I also like to keep track of the forums and other outlets to learn and convey at least some of the sentiments. There it is. Listen, I want to find now, before I look down there, I want to find the people who are going to be like, so instead of giving us the features, you're working on the German localization issues? Really? That's what you're doing? I can't wait to find that person. I can't wait to find that person who's like, my issues are important, but other people's issues are not. I can't wait. I can't wait. Listen, I'm ready. Then we have another question. Do you have any updates about the order of battle system, in particular pre-battle placements and formations, or any related systems being worked on? The dev states this is more strongly related to combat and UI, but yes, the order of battle and its associated mechanics are being worked on. There you go. It's on the way. And then another question, or having mounted captains stay behind infantry or archer groups because the advance and charge commands. And dev states this wouldn't be related to OOB. I don't know what OOB is, but rather a general matter of formation AI. Still, we can add it to the community suggestion tracker. There you go. Can be added. Then we have another question. Any plans for updates to companions and lore dialogues? Getting rid of the whole I have a quick question, never mind thing. Dev states we are looking into dialogues, and while there is no final decision yet, I personally think that for players, that option has little to offer over something to discuss. AKA anything that would be added to it might as well be added to the latter, which already holds some functionality. Okay, I kind of disagree with that. I think that they should add a lot more dialogue and just a lot more randomness to the dialogue. I think that would help. I get his point that it would just be a placeholder for something else, and it really wouldn't make that much of a difference. I get it, but I think it will help with the immersion a little bit. That's what I think. Then we have another player saying, about the unlimited AI army, do you have a plan to let the AI Lord party on the same rules as the player or receive a lower bonus? I don't agree. I don't think the AI should. I don't think it's really unlimited army. Yes, they have some, obviously some AI cheats, but that's just to help you keep up, because the player is always going to be the best player on the map because you're the player. You know what I mean? The other I guess in a way, lords, are AI. They're not players. Dev says there's no specific plan to make the AI follow the exact rules of the player across any particular system. Naturally, the experience can be improved either through balancing or the introduction of additional mechanics like better control over prisoners. As far as I know, Mexico worked on these parts, so he would be able to address the topic in more detail. Yeah, he stated that they are trying to remove some of the cheats, but at the same time, the AI still needs them because guess what? They're not the player. The player is pretty much, the strongest there is. And then we have the original post saying, thank you. Please forgive the frustrated tone of my first post. It's so nice to hear what is being worked on, and beyond that, just to feel in touch with a dev team member is good and much needed. I know you guys are busy, but if this type of contact was made a little more often and more regularly, I think the general mood of the games community would improve hugely. Anyway, thanks. Bro, this literally happens every single week, a couple times every week. Listen, dog, I'm going to keep it real with you. For the past, literally the whole EA process, they have given these type of replies literally every single week. I swear to you, if you do not believe me, check out my channel. We literally have daily videos with dev replies. I'm not going to say daily. I'll say every other day because I kind of space them out now. But if you look like 2 weeks, not 2 weeks, let's say a month from now or a month before now, I was doing this a little bit more full time. It was literally every day. I was covering dev comments every single day because that's how frequently they were coming out. And yeah, this has been happening, and it's always the same people who come in frustrated and then do this, which is great. You know what I'm saying? You said please forgive. Cool. Now I'm going to keep you to it because I remember your picture. I remember your name. We're going to see in a couple days if there's not another thread that does the same thing. I'm just going to tell you what it is. I think there will be, because history has repeated itself before, and I think it will repeat itself again. All right, what else we got? We have another person saying, can you please rephrase this? The dev says, I think at the moment the quick question option may hold some internal debug options, but I don't think it serves a purpose for players. Seeing that there's very similar option along the lines of I have something I would like to discuss, there is little reason to keep the quick question option accessible to player in regular play. I don't think he still understands what that means exactly. I don't know if I completely understand, but hopefully I kind of explained it in that way that, you know, it doesn't really matter. But I think for immersion wise, I think it does matter to the player. What else do we got? I just want to see if I should make this into 2 or just make it into 1. Oh, we do have a lot. Ooh. Alrighty, I think I am going to end it here, and we're going to continue it in the next video. Listen. Stay safe, boys.